Welcome, guys, to another episode of Rock Chalk Film Room. I'm Shreyas Laddha for the Kansas City Star, and I have my guy Carter Stanley, co-host, and we're talking all things fourth down issues for KU and what they need to be doing against probably the best opponent they're going to play all year in OU on Saturday.
Yeah, Shreyas. I think we talked about it earlier. I think there's been maybe one, but maybe not even one fourth down conversion all year. It's something along the lines of 1 for 9 or 0 for 9. And, just thinking about playing a top 5 team like OU, there's going to be a time in this game, probably multiple, where you're going to have to convert a fourth down, whether that's 4th and inches, 4th and 10. Heck, hopefully we don't have to go for 1, but there's going to be a time in this game where you're going to have to go for 1. And, we just wanted to shine light on some of the struggles that they've had and also have, 2 examples of some plays that KU could maybe run.
100%. I guess the first one, not too far removed from memory here. You can see Kansas kind of go against OSU, and the play call was a little interesting. I know we talked about it before. They 4th and 1, they need to convert there because, they're obviously down 4, and they go for a screen pass. And, in this situation, Kansas is like 1 of 8 on 4th down overall all year, which is 129th in the nation. And I was telling Carter earlier, that's up there with the likes of Northwestern and Old Dominion, like that's not any kind of company you want to be in if you're Kansas, especially with how prolific their offense is. And I think this play, you could have gone so many different ways, but what do you think, Carter?
Yeah. You got 2 great backs, Devin Neal and Daniel Highshaw. It was 4th and 1. I think just you got to trust the big guys up front and get a good push and just have faith in those guys. This is just pretty tricky. It's going to the boundary. On these plays, you're always going to have defenders that their sole responsibility is protecting the perimeter, whether that's watching a player going out to the flat or once it's 100% a run, watching maybe the quarterback keeping it outside. But yeah, your sole responsibility, and you can see that corner is just kind of sitting there waiting for anything outside. And, it wasn't my favorite play call. Obviously there's times where this could work, I guess, but I think you just got to kind of trust the big guys up front and run it right up the middle here.
100%.
So, Shreyas, you mind putting on the – sorry, I don't have the ability to –
Is it the 4th and 1?
We'll do this one right here. Yeah, so I think this is this is actually 1st and goal, as you guys can see, but we're on the 1 yard, or UCF's on the 1 yard line. I think this is a good example of a play that KU could run on a 4th down situation. And, whether it's Jason Bean at quarterback or maybe even do a wildcat formation with Devin Neal and Daniel Highshaw on the backfield here. But, as you'll see, you get a little motion, get some eye candy for the defense, and you're actually going to get a fake toss to the running back, stretch out that defense, and you'll see it on the back end zone view here. But you're also going to get the tight end and the guard that are going to pull here on a counter play, and it's just really nice. So fake toss that holds that defensive end on the outside right up the middle behind the pulling tight end, and a touchdown there for UCF.
Yeah, I thought it was super creative, and honestly, it kind of reminded me of some similar plays Kansas has run this year. I haven't seen a ton of fake tosses, but there's a lot of motion where guys, the running backs or wide receivers are coming right before where it looks like maybe they're getting the ball or getting a hike to. And, I think that little misdirection really threw OU off their game. And it's something that Kansas is going to have to do because, to be quite frank, Kansas has a skill gap, I think, in every position for most part against OU. These guys have a beefy defensive line, a great offensive line, it's right. It's one of those things that they have to get creative, I think, to score. And, really because of the fact that OU has done a tremendous job going to the transfer portal and getting so much better. I think they're only giving up 13 points per game on the year, which is really, really good. And that's not something you hear from OU typically.
Yeah, right. No, definitely. And I couldn't agree more. This isn't going to be a game where, KU can just line it up and, just say, hey, we're bigger and better than you. We're just going to, run base offensive schemes and go right down the field. They definitely have to get creative and, doing some things up front and doing motions, which, like you said, we've seen out of KU and seen them do that well. I think they'll have to do a lot of that stuff.
100%.
All right, so this is actually, I think this was maybe third and one, fourth and one, I forget, but this is Texas OU Red River rivalry, and this is Endzone view here. Obviously, you could see short yardage situation. How many guys are in the box for OU? It's essentially 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, yeah, they have like 10 guys in the box here, all looking in the backfield, all focused on the run. And, this is a creative play and something we've seen KU do a lot, where they're going to sneak out the tight end and do a little pop pass here, fake the run. And we'll go back here for a second. You see this tight end, number 85, hands on, acts like he's blocking. Everything looks like a run. He slips by. That doesn't even look like he's running a route right there. It looks like he's just going, off the double team to block a safety.
Mm-hmm.
Safety wasn't ready for it. Shoot, if the QB maybe throws a touch pass here, like we saw Bean do to Fairchild twice, this could end up being a touchdown. But nonetheless, it's a conversion, and I think something KU should maybe look at.
Yeah, I think it's a super creative way to kind of confuse the OU defensive line a little bit, and I think it's something that Bean can do with this skill set. I mean, we saw it against OSU, and I mean, just overall, it's something that you think that can hopefully get those conversions that they need, and they're going to need against OU. Like you said, there's no way this stadium doesn't have at least 1 or 2 fourth downs where Kansas just have to go for it and make it.
Right. Yeah, no, definitely. It's going to come down to it, and they're make or break plays, and obviously we've seen great creativity out of this coaching staff, and we've seen it, but not necessarily on fourth down. And I think whether it's brains or bronze, I think they're gonna have to bring it on fourth down and convert.
100%. And I think that's just it for the first part of the video, guys. We're gonna go in and have a part 2 that kind of examines what Kansas needs to do good and bad on the offense and defensive end.